They have to.
Faithful of Sotha Seal, you may enter to collect this year's harvest in a moment, but first, I shall name my new apprentice. Sherazar. Totems will continue to gather the harvest and bring the containers here. In the meantime, use the lift and come see our oasis. I always share a few words of advice with the hopefuls. You must be one of the new arrivals I've heard so much about. Everything in the... Because Sotha Seals, we had water and a press... Come, everyone! Follow me into the viewing garden. My friends, the wellspring enjoyed a bountiful harvest. Let me show you how we accomplish our miracles. Simulated sunlight allows our trees to produce fruit sweeter than the orchards of Vardenfell. These pipes carry an alchemical solution that nourishes our plants. Fact totems harvest the plants and pack them in special containers to keep them fresh before we distribute them to Clockwork City. We take clippings from the most robust plants to produce stronger varieties. Someday, we'll be able to grow plants outside these walls. Every season, we share our bounty and select a new apprentice from among the novice apostles. By the way, where did my new apprentice wander off to? My new apprentice, Sherazar. And have two novices wandering around the oasis? That's a complicated subject. That would require an even more complicated art. My program provides it.
This was supposed to be a special day. Sometimes a gear... That's the quest? No.
Sherazar. Oh, this one purrs at the sight of you.
It's so good to see you too, Shirhari.
You shouldn't wander the wellspring unsupervised. A new apprentice? Shirhari doubts there's any apprentice. Sherazar is the first new apprentice to enter. Idrona works with Shirhari. Idrona will be grateful for the fungi samples. This one only knows what
functions are working as intended.
Nearest speaking tube. This is Lecter Naril talking to you. This is Lecter Naril talking to you through this Other apprentices? Oh, you mean Sherazar's predecessors? The ones selected? Certainly. Just...
A new apprentice? How curious. And are those samples of Shirahari's mushrooms? Interesting question. As far as Of course. Lecter Narl tasked each of us with a different experiment. Lecter Narl developed it using techniques he still refuses to share. Otoan's been with Lecter Narl the longest. I just don't understand why my plants won't grow while Shihari and Otoan have no trouble making. What's to tell? Gathal died. Happened in Lecter Narl.
This instant. This is Lecter Naril talking to you through this speaking tube. I see. And does this have to do with the endeavors of the Wells prohibited? That's a harsh word. No, did he? My workshop isn't restricted.
Interruptions are counterproductive. The seventh Idrono. His experiment was doomed from... That was the practice until Gathal died. I suppose Lecter Naril could have more apprentices toiling. Lecter Naril's private workshop is restricted. Lecter Naril is one of the most respected clockwork apostles currently operating within Lord Set's... That's a long and complicated tale. The short form is that he was one of... An unfortunate factotum accident. Happens occasionally.
be disappointed, Sherazar. Stop this foolishness and return to me this instant.
Lecter Narl's a clockwork apostle. He must keep meticulous notes. We need to examine them. That's the story of how the Everwound Wellspring was created. Lecter Narl picked up where Sotha Sil left off. The early experiments failed, even though Lecter Narl perfected his alchemical solution. I wonder how they solved the problem. I never knew what went into making the wellspring work. I wonder how they finally got the simulated sunlight to nourish the plants. The source of the simulated sunlight is the life force of the missing apprentices? That's horrible. That machine, is that the inductor? The apprentices, it sucked the life out of them. This is the Lecter's simulated sunlight inductor. No, if we leave, Lecter Narl will just use Shirhari.
So now you know the secret of the wellspring. You see your role in our grand plan. Time is short. The life force of the previous apprentices is nearly depleted.
Can feed thousands. You lack because you fail to grasp the importance of what I do.
There's nothing to be done for these poor. The Lecter lied. He tricked the apprentices and killed them. But the machine does allow the plants to grow and provides food for the Clockwork City. I wonder, what if someone willingly sacrificed themselves to feed the people? Yes, one life a season in exchange for a bountiful harvest. What could be more noble?
How horrible! Those apostles, all dead.
Not just dead, drained of life to create the simulated sunlight.
Still, it's an amazing device. Lecter Narl's a true genius.
A genius? Look at this. Narl's insane.
Narl's dead, but the promise of the wellspring lives on.
You're not suggesting we continue to kill people?
We call for volunteers. Use their sacrifices while we continue to work on finding a different source of power.
How noble. I assume we won't be the ones volunteering this time.
Sherazar has the right idea, and I offer myself as the first sacrifice.
Idrono, no!
It's only logical. I'm an apprentice whose experiments never worked out. Allow me to contribute in another way.
Very well. Let's go make the necessary preparations.
One death to avoid many. This one still doesn't like how this all turned out.